Tony Watson here with Robert Hall & Associates. Today's segment we're going to talk about how to deduct travel. Whether you're a self-employed individual or a W-2 wage earner, travel may be a nice tax write-off for you. We'll start off by talking about the W-2 wage earner's tax write-off for the travel expense. Now remember that if you are employed by a business, let's say that you work for Robert Hall & Associates, and let's say that Bob Hall pays for my travel, I'm reimbursed for any travel expenses that I've come out of pocket for. That deduction will not be allowed for me on my individual tax return because I didn't pay for it. I was reimbursed the expense. So Bob Hall and Robert Hall & Associates, they will be allowed the write-off for the travel expense. But let's say that Robert Hall doesn't cover my travel expense and I have to go to an educational seminar in Hawaii, right? And that's the only place that I can go and have my educational hours documented through a class or a conference. When I travel over there, my airfare, my lodging, my meals and entertainment, all of the expenses that I incur while traveling may be a tax write-off for me. It might not be 100% tax deductible because obviously I have to sleep and I have to feed myself, and there will be some personal time because let's face it, it's Hawaii. But a majority of that expense may be a tax write-off. Now let's say that I travel up to, let's say I live in LA and I travel to San Francisco for the day and I travel back to Los Angeles in the same day, only to meet with a client for lunch or for an early dinner. 100% of that travel expense is going to be tax deductible because I didn't have any personal time involved in that particular travel event. So make sure that you're sitting down and you're talking with your tax advisor about what particular write-offs you will be allowed to take, either as a W-2 wage earner or as a self-employed individual when it comes to deductible travel expenses. For the self-employed, a majority of your travel will be tax deductible because let's face it, you work for yourself. So when you travel, you're always working. Just make sure that you're being reasonable with the amount of travel that you're trying to take as a write-off, and above and beyond, make sure that the deduction is ordinary, necessary, and legitimate. If you have particular questions about this, talk to your tax advisor or pick up the phone and give Robert Hall & Associates a call. Thanks for stopping by.